Does it look like that? On, no, that's just a terrible screen. Gotta be lighter than that. It should look like that. I bet it does. Oh well. Back on to the live
May I have your attention, people?
stream and record because we had a visitor. Dogs went crazy. Said you need to have dogs in your house to protect yourself. You never know when people come around, such as like homeless people, which they do come around. I had a guy yesterday. He was looking at plants, like he was walking around the sidewalk and he was like staring real hard at plants, like he had the meth look or the fentanyl look, or like I'm gonna look at this plant real hard and then look at your house and see if I can rob you kind of look. So I'm looking at my window like I'm gonna watch over this house like a hawk look, and if you just try something crazy, I'm gonna stop this shit right now like Batman look. So anyways, and so I watched them, and then obviously I did the American thing, and I got my phone out and I started recording. I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? He's gonna do some crazy shit. I'll make sure I get this on camera. So he walked across the street, walked back and forth, staring at the fence. He was doing some weird shit, and then he was staring at my neighbor's house. Like, first was across the street, neighbor. Like, okay, but now he's at my neighbor's house. So I get out front, and now I'm like, let you know you can see me. Well, like, I'm not a ninja. I'm not like I'm all tatted up or nothing. Like I don't look aggressive, but I am like 6'2", 225, 35 pounds. Depends what I'm eating that week. So I do look like a bigger guy, you know. So he looked over at me. He goes, could I drink out of the hose? I don't think so, bro. He's like, no. Probably best you just carry on and walk on, boy. Like Pantera. Walk on home, boy. He said, okay. And he walked off. Like now and then, like in a direct path. Before it was like Benny Hill, you know, through the neighborhood. And he was all over the place. He was looking at shit. And had to keep an eye on him. Right? And then as I was sitting in the house, I was looking at the video. I was like, damn, he's Rambo. And I'm the sheriff. And Rambo was just walking through and he's like, I was wanting some water to check on old friend. Like, we don't want your kind, Rambo. How about hop in the car and I'll take you outside the city? No, it's okay. I'll walk on my own. Take you back to the apartment. Get you all showered up. Take you outside of town. He was Rambo, and I was the sheriff at that moment. And then I posted that video on TikTok. Because he did some crazy shit. If you check it on TikTok, it's like, what the hell? And then later on that night, the ghetto bird was flying around and some shit was going down. He had a bag in his hand. The bag looked really heavy. It was probably body parts. So the video was for historical evidence for anybody. I'm not too sure what's in it, but keep an eye out for that guy. You know, don't know what's going on, right? Shit gets weird out there. Boom. Yeah, so I saw a homeless guy, but like a homeless storefront. What if you just had a long way, and then the front there had like a actual bathroom, you know? And then a cop would just drive down that street the whole time, and then you can also get help, like one little row, but just be a long row of just a street, and then you got tents. Just an idea. I don't know. Might not work. They put them in hotels and stuff, and it's probably a lot more expensive than the storefront. You know, I only see this because on TV and stuff they say they're always in front of our storefront. Well, let's build them some storefronts. Let's get a bunch of storefronts, put them out there. Be like, oh my God, there's a whole thing of storefronts, and is that an extra tent and a wheelbarrow? Wow. And then like all the sidewalks would just slope off. Like, wow, this is a kind of a aggressive sidewalk slope, you know? But along the storefronts, it would just be like sprinklers. And there'd be a sign on there that would say, every Tuesday, Thursday, from 2 to 8, nobody can camp here. Because the sprinklers come on and it's going to spray the shit off the sidewalk. And then it goes into the gutter, and then it would wash off, and then, I don't know, the CDC does inspection to see if there's COVID in people's poop. I don't know what they do with it after that. You know what I mean? I only got so many ideas. I'm trying to come up with them, trying to save the world. one storefront at a time, saving your businesses. Look, hey, Kevin McCarthy is running for Republican something here in the Bay Area. He's a piece of crap. Okay? Don't let that guy win. Vote him out. Vote me in. I got ideas. Storefronts. All the way here to Vegas. Perfect idea. Now, guess what? As the storefronts go, every fifth storefront, charging station. Boom. Boom. Idea saving the world. Man. Yeah. Andrew Tate, I said about him too. Andrew Tate, it was funny, like, I was doing live streaming for a while on TikTok before I got banned. I might still be banned. I don't know. I haven't checked it out, but it's crazy on TikTok. Hey, if you are a Democrat left, they will block you and ban you faster than you can imagine. And sometimes people don't think that's true, but it is completely true. If Republicans, man, I see those people in there and they say all kinds of crazy stuff, and then they make their videos, you can't stitch it, which means like you can't take a part of their video and then say, look, this guy's dumb. And this is why it's dumb, because here's the facts. Here's the video. And then here's this guy again. Dummy, facts, video, dummy, 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 dummy. You know what I mean? So, or a duet where you stand next to it. Like, here's him. He's like, it's funny. We got these illegal immigrants and took them over to, and then you would say, well, technically, if you processed them, and they're from Venezuela, there's actually two kind of rules because they came over here for, to America. There's actually two rules that actually made them not illegal immigrants, and since they were processed, they had their name and information, they were completely not illegal. So actually, they got these people, and they're like, here, let me take you to a place that you can't afford to live. Let's shove it in your face. Let's show you what America's about. And the people there are like, bro, what are you doing here? But since we are rich, we'll do the best we can to help you. And some of us are lawyers, so we'll take you where there are jobs. And the people were there, oh, I own a franchise of Popeyes, and guess what? We need 50 workers. And then everybody's like, hola! And it's fucking great. But, like, the Republicans can't stitch that shit. Democrat side, fucking, we're like, hey, facts. It's funny, like, a Republican will share a meme, and the Democrat will share a statistic spreadsheet. It's funny, it's crazy. But anyways, when I was on there, people kept asking me about Andrew Tate. This guy's masculine, and he's got his Hustler University. Like, a lot of times stuff like this is for newcomers. There's even, like, some kind of comedy stand-up. If you're new to comedy, like watching comedy, there's a bunch of like intro to comedy kind of jokes and bits. And if some of people who are like really deep into comedy, the jokes get a little more intellectual, and to be able to understand them and not be offended, you kind of have to be more intellectual or completely intellectual, I guess. But Andrew Tate, he came out of nowhere. And people who liked him were new kids, new beings, somewhere between the age of 12 to 22. They admire this guy. Oh, yeah, because, they've had no control with women. They don't know any actual true women. They are not true men yet. They haven't decided who they are yet. I mean, it's like, life needs to happen. Life needs to happen for you to become who you're going to become. And I've even heard one time some girl said, this is a decade ago, someone said, hey, when does a man become a man? And I said, well, after his second kid. And it seems about a logical answer, right? After his second kid, and that's when he becomes like a true man. There we go, I like that a little better. He becomes a man after his second baby. Boom. I was too a little quiet before. Boom. I need to find this other one that has like two equalizers on it or two compressors. That's pretty good. All right, I gotta find that one. Anyways, so like it takes a while for us to grow up because really experiences and life, and a lot of men don't have true life experiences to build you up, break you down, the glory, the battle, stress. A lot of people just show up. Like I always use my kid as an example. He battles with sports, and he battles against another kid, and my son has never been handed anything, and Matter of fact, as soon as he messes up, they're willing to take it away from him as soon as possible for any excuse, for anything. But then there's another kid whose parents are donating to the programs and have donated to the programs for a decade and will keep on donating to the programs. He falls asleep. He doesn't show up. He's always late. He can't even do the job. And it doesn't matter how many times he messes up or whatever, they will never take away this prestigious position and to say, look, we're done with you. It'll never happen. They just keep on letting it be, because he's anointed by the money, So, but in the sad thing on the point is, he'll never learn until he gets older to a situation where he's forced to go through something. He's not going through something. He hasn't, So my kid is way more. Every time I meet an adult, they're like, "Yeah, your kid is awesome." I'm like, yeah, well, he's gone through a lot in life. Just normal, unnatural things you're supposed to go through. But he's also a great kid, and treat kids like people. They are children. You don't have to teach your kids how to be children. They're already children. You got to teach them how to be people. So I've always done with my kids and talked to them and sat there and have a lot of talks. And eventually, the more they grow up, the less you have to talk to them. So then you just get to listen to them and watch them. So that's where he's at. But Andrew Tate, these young kids who love Andrew Tate, found out he has a multi-level management scheme. He was just doing a pyramid scheme. This fucking guy was pyramid scheming everybody, and then he moved somewhere because he had some sexual misconduct charges, and he's trying to sex traffic these fucking girls that are underage or maybe of age, but just definitely illegal crap. But man, anybody who's trying to make money off a multi-level platinum, like all my stuff is free. Please donate to us. You can go to the page and do it in PayPal. It'd be awesome if we had some money donated, but it's not happening right now, and that's okay. But we keep on putting content out there. But people are out there who are trying to always sell you stuff. You can't trust those people. You know what I mean? Those see, let me check out my stream health. Excellent. They say your stream health is excellent. Thank you. But yeah, people are always trying to sell you stuff. That is, if you ever listen to like Mark Levin or Sean Hannity on AM radio, especially, it'd be like, you got to understand, these Democrats are trying to take over. They're trying to take control. And it's going to be hard for you to sleep at night. And it's especially hard for you to sleep if you don't have my pillow. And like everything they go leads to a sales pitch. It's like, fuck, bro, did you just tell me all that bullshit to try to sell me a Viagra pill or something? It is wild. So, anyways, this water, by the way, no, I'm joking. I've actually only think I've advertised maybe 2 or 3 things on my show ever. I think the last time I did a stream, I advertised the thing I was eating, and it wasn't good. So I was just telling you, hey, I didn't like this. So I wasn't actually giving it a plug for anything. And then, I don't know. So even like my shirt logo, I try to almost get it so you can't see it. But yeah, it's right there. But I mean, until someone starts giving me some money, I'm not going to wear someone else's gear. Speaking of giving money and fake businesses, this came out yesterday. New York is suing Donald Trump. This is hilarious. This is so funny. And then he goes on Sean Hannity and he tries to like defend himself, like tries to make it seem like it's okay. You know what I mean? So his building, he has an apartment floor, is 11,000 square feet or whatever it is. And he tries to claim it was 30,000 square feet. Well, obviously, if it's that much bigger, you're going to be able to get a lot more money, in general. So they appraised it for something like $16 million, and he said it was worth $170 million. His Mar-a-Lago property was appraised at $75 million. Also, the Mar-a-Lago, if there's any kind of sales of the building, 25% of that goes to HOA or whatever it is, land, property, city of blah, blah, blah. You can't build on it. So many restrictions on there, but then he wrote on there were no restrictions on there. And then he said it wasn't worth $75 million. He said it was worth $600 million. Obviously, why wouldn't it be worth $600 million? So he did that. And then he did a bunch of other fake ones. It was funny there because it's almost just Trump lives in a whole nother world. When they went through it was about like 85 things. Him and his kids, 3 kids, they said. So what? It was Ivanka, Jared. Jared's actually not his kid, but Donald. Just Tiffany's probably the only one. Tiffany Trump, Eric Trump, Donald Trump, and Ivanka. Probably those 3 are probably going to get also the ones in the lawsuit. They named 3 siblings. Probably Tiffany Trump's probably not involved because he's probably not rich. But the fact that somebody like, let's go back a long time ago, and he's like at a Miss Teen Universe or whatever the fuck he's at, where all these women are at, and he thinks you can just grab them. And he says, "These girls, I can just grab them. They say no, but I can just grab them in the thing because they want me to, you know." And then later, he's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna pay back my construction loan." Like, "Yes, you are." "No, I'm not." He's like, he's a Jedi. "No, I'm not going to do that." You know, and then he becomes president, and they say, "COVID's a thing." "Ah, there's no such thing as COVID." And then he tells his crowd, "COVID doesn't exist, and Democrats are going to kill us with vaccines." And then he passes a bill to get vaccines, gives like, I think it was a total of $2.4 trillion for COVID. He gets the vaccine, and he's like, "Don't, everybody get the vaccine, but vaccines are bad. I lost the election." "No, I didn't lose the election. My property's $11 million. "No, my property's worth $30 million. I just tell you what it's. I just make up whatever I want to make up." "Your hair looks stupid." "No, it doesn't. It looks fucking awesome. It's amazing. You know, I just put layer of the hair on top of the hair." "You're a total dweeb because you played tennis." "No, I'm not. I'm a masculine man. Watch me. I hold a Bible." "Your Bible's upside down." "No, it's not. I read upside down because I'm a genius." That's almost like with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate was part of the thing. He got busted. This guy named like Hassan. He's great. If you go follow him on YouTube, also his podcast. I don't know what it's called, but his YouTube channel is pretty good. But he did a live debate with this guy Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate was just bagging on women. But when the guy got exposed to who he really was, he couldn't even give up. Like, the guy saw and said, "Hey, do you believe the earth is round?" And he said, "Yeah, it's fucking round." He says, "Well, when you stand on it, it looks flat. Everywhere you look is flat, but you believe scientists. You don't just believe your point of view." And he says, "No, man, I went up in a rocket and I looked down and I see the world is round. I knew it because I saw it." And it's like, okay, I don't know. What are you going to do? Like, you win. At a certain point, it's like, okay, this guy's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot win these conversations. That's just how it's going to go. You know? Almost goes like, I'm going to fade this right into sports. I talked to people before, so like the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. I said it months ago. They're going to restructure his contract, which they did. And they're going to get Jimmy in by game 6, which he's in now. Running quarterbacks have never made it from game 1 to a Super Bowl. It's never happened, right? So if you don't like sports, let us fucking flip the page on you fast. But a running quarterback's never made it from game 1 to the Super Bowl. It's never happened. It'd be awesome if there was that one guy, but if the guy you have isn't, you're like, "Oh my God, he's the most amazing guy ever," and you're at the point where you just have to train him, he's not that guy. So you have to move on. The odds are not going to be the guy. So I've always been a fan of Jimmy Garoppolo for what he has done. You know what I mean? If there's not a better guy, I don't see a better option for us. So let's keep with this until plan for a better quarterback, which we haven't drafted. And but people say he's inconsistent. Well, what does that mean? You mean he has a bad completion ratio? Well, he has a better completion ratio than Patrick Mahomes. You know, he has like a 75% win, ratio with the team. So what are you talking about inconsistent? He's winning. He's exactly where he needs to be. And when the owner said, we might keep Jimmy, I'm like, I told you guys. And then they restructured his contract. I said, I told you guys. And then Trey Lance, when he got hurt, this might be a conspiracy, but when he got hurt, as soon as he got hurt, I'm like, oh, they faked it. It was obvious. It was like, no way they're just going to do this. They're faking it. Then he has a broken ankle, but I still don't know. Maybe he does have a broken ankle, but like they asked today, Shanahan, hey, what's the chance of Trey Lance coming back? He said, hey, not coming back. Don't even ask. He's done for the season, period. Moving on. I think they knew right away. I think if it's not fake, if they didn't fake the injury, it was a blessing in disguise for all of them. It sucks for the kid to get injured, but right now he could be something. But if he stayed out there, we know he wasn't anything. And he would lose it for the organization and people would hate him. But right now, nobody hates him. He's still loved. Also, the coach would definitely lose their job. The general manager definitely would struggle because they went all in on this guy. They said, we are moving forward. And then you show up, you got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, and you send him somewhere else and he wins. You are definitely going to lose your job. But luckily, I said by game 6. Game 4, game 5, I think they're going to play the Rams. They're definitely going to lose that. So I said by game 6, Garoppolo would come in. I think game 7 is the Rams again. They play them like 3 and a 4 game stretch. And that would be a big turnover for Garoppolo to win, be playback player of the year. But I don't know if this will qualify for comeback player of the year. I think it can because he got injured last year. He didn't even start this year. And if he starts and he makes the playoff, he's comeback player of the year. I predicted that already too. So back again. Garoppolo comes in, wins the game, throws at a great completion ratio. As soon as he goes in, the team's like, oh shit, we got our Jimmy back. You know what I mean? Like they knew. And even the announcers are saying, oh, the fucking team looked pumped. They looked like, oh man, we got Jimmy Garoppolo back. They were excited. You know, so with it going forward, I think that was a very noticeable thing. I'm in Las Vegas now. Sweet. But it seemed to be also like for me as a fan, to be the theme for the weekend. Because Fresno State Bulldogs played, I think it was Friday, maybe Saturday. It was Saturday. Yeah, Friday, my son had a football game. Where did I go? Was it locally? No, it was in San Joaquin Memorial. Buchanan won that game. Great game. Buchanan's still number 1. And then Saturday, Fresno State played, and right away, our star quarterback, he got injured. And then the backup, Logan Fife, he's from the Bay Area. His dad is actually an IBW electrician. So it's kind of cool to see him in, you know, and he did okay. Actually, I think he went 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 right away. Decision making is an important part. You know, when you need 10 yards and you throw 8, it's like, fuck, bro, that was a 8-yard comeback. But then again, who drew the play up? Who fucking drew you guys all knew we needed 10 yards. And you guys drew up a 8-yard comeback on all of them. One guy ran a flat, and then it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Sometimes play calling some of these teams is just like, what? Fuck. Oh, man. Anyways, yeah. So, Jimmy Garoppolo's doing great. He's back in. Fresno State quarterback got hurt, and they lost. They're 1-2 now. Season's gone. It's too bad. Now we're just playing for highlights. Hopefully a couple of those guys will get a big catch. We're not playing for wins no more. Hopefully stay healthy and, you know, make it to the draft. That's what the big play is. So another local star, Aaron Judge, he gets 60 home runs. He plays tonight. I believe he has still almost 10 games left where he can still score, maybe a little bit less. But he's at 60 home runs. Aaron Judge, and they said the home run count at ding ding 60. So isn't it crazy too? Like back to Fresno State. You know, we have Devontae Adams, we have Derek Carr, Lorenzo Neal, Ryan Matthews, great guys. You know, from Fresno. Aaron Judge, Paul George. We have a bunch of other baseball players too. I don't know the baseball, but I'm saying, top-notch guys. Like Aaron Judge is going to have the record for most home runs in the American League. Like, how many teams passed on him, and Fresno State had that guy? It always shows that a lot of times these guys don't know talent. And it's hard also because people are judging talent sometimes statistical, or it's even hard about the competition, and especially in high school, size has a lot to do with it. Skill of your competition and players have a lot to do with it. You can have 4 or 5 of the right guys make you shine. Play calling has a lot to do with it. And then they go to college, and then it's some of these guys. I was watching, I don't know, Kyler Murray. I don't know how he made it to the NFL. Watching him play, I was like, what the hell? Don't get me wrong. The Raiders will find a way to lose. The Raiders will always find a way to lose. It's just like, I was watching the game. I was like, you guys left time on the clock? They're going to find a way to lose. It's crazy. But yeah, teams passed on Aaron Judge. Not the Yankees. They see it. But colleges. He went to Fresno. Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is from Palo Alto, the Bay Area. He left it, went to Fresno. Derek Carr was kind of a lock. You know what I mean? Lorenzo Neal. Hell yeah. Stud. Amazing. But Jimmy G. There was also a rumor today that came out that before or after surgery time that Cleveland Browns were about to take a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy Jimmy Garoppolo didn't go to Cleveland. It would have been the first time ever we saw Jimmy Garoppolo not smile. If you ever see Jimmy Garoppolo, he's always got a big smile. Like, you just lost your job. Oh, yeah? That's cool. I don't know if you noticed, but I hang out with porn stars. That's another thing, too. Goodness gracious. And come on, guys. So, to prove more that this guy was not the guy, Trey Lance, game 1, okay? The very first game of the year. Within an hour of the game, he was letting it rain on strippers. Look, as much as I love everything that happened there, that is not Tom Brady mentality. That's not John Elway mentality even. Like, Russell Wilson, I heard he's a little bitch now. I heard Richard Sherman came out. He said, man, there was 2 different groups. It was us, and then they treated Russell different. He got to do what he wanted to. It's like, man, makes you not like him even more. And he's like, I'm religious. I'm like, no, you're an asshole, apparently. Entitled, too. Damn. I wasn't planning on dogging him. Yeah. But yeah, the point is, Tim Tebow, Tim Tebow with the Florida. Could not make it as a pro, not even close. They didn't know. Like I said, if one of the coaches would have said, dude, you are playing tight end. All of it. And he's like, no, I'm playing quarterback. Well, you were just going to run. Like, it didn't really work out great. But, man, it's crazy. Tim Tebow, once again, like I said, completion ratio. He's inconsistent. Patrick Mahomes is inconsistent. Jimmy Garoppolo, the only thing he's inconsistent with how many games he's going to play, which is consistently he gets injured every year. You got a point on that one. Fresno State got major injuries. It's terrible, man. I don't know. Tonight's Thursday. Oh, did I get off my toy? Let's see here. Did I move it? Oh, I moved it, huh? Here we go. Tonight's Thursday.
Go away, Baton.
Okay, and so that's not what I do on Thursday, but tonight, Pittsburgh takes on Cleveland. I'm picking Cleveland for this. I don't know what's going on, but Cleveland, the team seems to have some shit together. It seemed like almost like the whole team got together and said, look, we don't know what the fuck with the quarterback. We're going to stick with this guy, Jacoby Brissett, who I think is the quarterback, and we're just going to act like this is our team, and everything else is just bullshit. And let them talk about that. As long as they're not talking about us, we're good. And they're going all in. They're looking halfway decent. I don't know, not decent. They're winning. They're winning. Pittsburgh Steelers, who's going to be their quarterback tonight? I don't know. Mitch Trubisky or the young rookie. So I'm going Cleveland. That was my pick. I said last week, let's see here. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, man, terrible, huh? 8, 9, 10. Got 10 right. I'm looking at my list. I predicted Seattle to beat the 49ers because I thought they were going to keep Trey Lance in. And lo and behold, as soon as Garoppolo got in, I was like, man, I would have bet. Well, Garoppolo, I knew that. But I'm still looking pretty good. 10 there. Huh? I knew Philadelphia's going to win. But yeah, back on this list right here. I'm going to throw it up right there so I can see it a little better. Yeah, so anyways, I'm going to take Chicago over Houston. Chicago's got a little pep in their step, especially playing against Green Bay and having a little consistency. Las Vegas, I don't know why. I pick the Raiders. Why do I pick the Raiders? My stupid little heart. My stupid little heart still believes the Raiders have a chance to win a game. They find a way to lose. Derek Carr seems like he does everything to try to win, and then eventually, the O-line cannot block. The guy will drop a pass. The defense will not cover. The coach will make racist remarks. The wide receiver will crash his car in a fiery crash. Why do they do it? Raiders over Tennessee. Anyways, Kansas City, I think, going to take Indianapolis. Buffalo is going to steamroll Miami. This is where it all comes to an end. I thought Miami was going to lose last week. They did pretty good. Tyreek Hill, I said, if you're playing 3 flies up, I'm taking Tyreek Hill almost over anybody. Maybe back in the day, maybe Randy Moss. But today, it's Tyreek Hill. Because basically, if you can throw a guy open, you know what I mean? Just toss it and you're sitting next to Tyreek Hill and Tyreek's all, I'll race you to the corner. I can't get, whoa, he gone. And the guy throws the ball. Shit, touchdown. Damn it! That's how it is with Tyreek Hill out there. But Buffalo defense ain't no joke. You want to see what happens when a Dolphin gets smashed by Buffalo? It's going to happen. I'm definitely going to watch that game. Buffalo over Miami. And then Detroit into Minnesota. I said Kirk Cousins is very aggressive. He's looking good. He cannot play on Monday night. Well, I don't know what it is. He's literally 1 for 7 on Monday night. Terrible. What it is. It's like... But I take Minnesota over Detroit, even though Detroit's running game is looking great. And I guess Minnesota's let the most running yards amongst most teams, and Detroit's supposed to run it down them. But I think Kirk Cousins got that ball. Baltimore over New England. New England's still falling apart. Baltimore should get it together. But if coaches have a Madden rating like players do, the Hardballs will get about 82, 84, right, as a coach. Andy Reid, 98. Shanahan, 90, 92. McVay, same thing, 92, maybe 94. Sean McDermott, 0. And then Bill Belichick, 98. You know what I mean? These guys are gurus, but the Hardballs, man, they 82, 84. I mean, it's sad. No way you're going to win when you got 82, 84 score on Madden as a coach, and that's who they are. That's who they are. Now, their teams are always going to be that, no matter what. When they try to go to the big game, what happens? They 82 it and they 84 it. Madden. That's your score. But Baltimore will beat New England. Cincinnati, what the fuck is going on? Luckily for Cincinnati is the Jets, suck. So they're going to fucking lose. Good old Bengals are going to take this one. But Bengals, you got to get together. You can't just be burrowing your way into the ground. You got to get up, pull your head out your ass. It's going to be bright outside. You guys need to win something. Philadelphia's playing Washington. Jalen Hurts is the man, and people are finally recognize. They keep on saying before, like, I don't know, we use him like a middle of the road quarterback. I've never seen talk about people going through shit. I use him as an example for my son. Look at this guy. I tell my boy, look at this kid. He played for Oklahoma, and they said, fuck you, and they sat him down and started this other kid on him the championship game. And then he sat on the bench for a whole year like a man, just sat there quietly. And then he went to another place, and he took that team with lesser players almost to a championship game. And did he ever say a word? No, he just worked his ass off and won. And that's what he's doing now. I really like Jalen Hurts. I say Philadelphia over Washington any day. Carolina, Baker Mayfield, man. He is who we thought he was. That's Baker Mayfield. Yeah, so he is not the greatest at all. You know, every time I see him,
suck 36 dicks.
And that's what he looks like. It's like if all the players, if all the other players lined up, he gets back there, he drops back to make a pass, and he
suck 36 dicks.
And that's him. So, but anyways, I'm still going to take Carolina over New Orleans. I don't know why. Jacksonville going into Chargers. This is going to be a great game. I really like Jacksonville right now, but Chargers, they're at the next level. I think the Chargers are going to take this one, especially at home. Rams over Arizona. Arizona, it's going to be a little crush game for the little quarterback. Not going to be so good. Atlanta into Seattle. Seattle, they're going to get rid of their coach this year. This last year for Pete Carroll. He's going to be the next coach of Fresno State. That'd be crazy. But, yeah, Atlanta over Seattle. And Green Bay is going to lose to Tampa Bay. Green Bay just can't figure it out. They won the last game, but that's just because Kirk Cousins can't win on Monday night. 49ers over Denver. Garoppolo is going to score 2 passing touchdowns. It's going to be 3 rushing touchdowns. Not by him, but by the running backs. And he's going to run one by himself. It's going to be an awesome game. It might be a game that we're so ahead where Garoppolo once again is going to be on the bench because they're going to put the backup in. Because they got to figure out who the backup is. And Denver sucks. Like, this is one of those things when people say, when I used to coach, people say, you play football? Like, no, I didn't play football. I did play when I was younger, but like not like at a high competitive level. Well, how do you coach? What team is Peyton Manning coaching? Michael Jordan? How about this? How did Larry Bird do? How did Magic Johnson do? Okay, how about John Elway? Right now, how's his team doing? Okay, how about this? Did you think that Mike Lynch would be one of the top general managers? No. Andy Reid? Remember Andy Reid as a player? Huh? Who's the other guy I was watching? Herman. Wife is like, that guy's got big old ears. Herman Moore. No, is his name Herman Moore? If I see his face, I probably know. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, he was a coach for Indianapolis Colts. You know, Tony Dungy. That's what I meant to say. Tony Dungy. Remember Tony Dungy, the player? You know Michael Irvin, remember the team he's coaching? Okay, Deion Sanders, he's doing good there. But you think that Deion Sanders is going to take that to a pro team? I don't think so. I think what he does is great, and he's exactly where he needs to be. But that's it. So, my point being is, John Elway sucks as a general manager. And on Monday night, Dallas Cowboys with backup quarterback and take on the Giants. The Giants somehow are putting a little thing together, winning the game. And also, Dallas Cowboys
suck 36 dicks.
And I'll stick with that. And if all the teams just lined up, the Dallas Cowboys would get next to them like a circus seal and
suck 36
over and over again.
36 suck 30. I'm not even supposed to be here. My ex-girlfriend is cat, and my present girlfriend has sucked 36 dicks.
37.
Because there's an extra franchise team they added. So, anyways, those are my predictions. Sideline Sports today. So, back to caution. See with often. What's going on with me in the real world, huh? So, yeah, working, side jobs. Yeah, I think someone hit me up the other day, want to know if I want to coach. This is back again. If you have kids, you've like when you decide like what sport they're going to do, or if they decide what sport they want, like position they want to do at that sport, you need to like think about what you are going to do in your life. You know what I mean? So my kid, first somebody put my son at quarterback. I was like, cool, okay. I thought it was going to be like a linebacker, you know, but quarterback, okay, because, you know, he was always like really buff. And he was pretty good at quarterback. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck, he never fumbles the ball. And okay, we can just run offense. We don't have to tell him anything. We can talk to every other kid and not have to tell him anything. They can just run the offense. That's pretty cool. And now he's quarterback. But if you don't know anything about football, the quarterback is like the guy who runs the least. And what the quarterback needs the most is people to run. That's me. And this is some bullshit. Like, I'm a dog. My son will call me and say, hey, you want to go play fetch? And I'm like, okay, I go play fetch. I get to play with my kid. So we'll go play fetch. You know, we go throw me the fucking ball and I fucking run. This is videos online. I was just running. One day I had my shirt off because I thought, one, you know, everything looks different this point of view, right? You get a side view or up view is a different kind of point of view. So I took my shirt off. I looked down. Can't even see that far. I'm like, whatevs. And then I looked at a side view on like a camera, shaking on HD. Not good. Not good. Had to cover it up with some like special effects, cubes and shit. My kids, there's a lot of special effects. I'm like, no, that's natural fat. Oh my God. Scary. Anyways. So yeah. Why am I a wide receiver? I'm just snapping the ball, but like, who's he going to throw it to? Someone has to run and get the ball. All I do is just run, get the ball. I'm running. I'm like Forrest Gump out there.
You never know what you're going to get.
And it's the ball over and over again. And at the end of the day, I'm like tired and shit. And he's like, you did a good job, Dad. I'm like, fuck, let's just get home. Can you drive? I remember the other day, it was like 2 weeks ago, I was dying. I probably told the story. I was like, I'm done. I can't no more. It's too hot. Fat. I'm old. I'm tired. I can't do it no more. Get in the car, boy. Drive. And I'm like, man, I can't believe how hot it is. I said, I'm a survivor. I can't believe I'm here in Fresno. I'm running out there in this heat. It's just so hot. And I look, I'm like, how hot is it? How hot is it that I made it? I'm a survivor. And I looked at the temperature and it said 82 degrees. And I realized I'm a pussy. Oh my God. It's only 82? How am I even going to make it past 83? This is not good. I'm dying. I'm dying out here. Anyways. Yeah, so you got to pick what your kid's going to do. Now I understand. People are like, my kid's going to race cars. That's a great idea. I'm going to race a car. You don't have to go nowhere for that. You know, horses, they'll kick you in the face. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, so that's the life we live, right? Beautiful life, beautiful wife. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, you know. You're out here in this beautiful world. LegendsPodcasting.com. Like, share, comment. The other day someone made a comment I want to post somewhere I'm at. It was negative. I said, cool. Thank you for making a comment. It all helps. You can go to the page on PayPal. Everything's free. Buy a shirt. You can buy some of those handmade pokers. Woo! Vote blue. Like I said, vote me. Kevin McCarthy. Vote that son of a gun out. Fresno, we don't need him. Bottom the barrel, everything we are because of his policies. Time to change. Fresno's been a Republican for 100 years. We need to get out of this. And if you keep voting Republican over and over again, that is the Einstein definition of insanity, not Webster's dictionary. To say that over and over again would be insanity. That's what I'm saying.
Go away.
I rule. I rule.
My present girlfriend has sucked 36 dicks.
37.
Go.
Owie.
My style is
May I-
impetuous. My defense is impetuous.
May I
My
have
style
your
is
atten-
impetuous.
May I
My
have
style
your
is
attention,
impetuous.
My
please?
ex-girlfriend
May I-
is Carolina.
I am the greatest.
We out.
I
Go on, go.
I
Go,
I
go.
Oh, it's back.
Suck 36 dicks.
I rule.
Suck 36. Suck 36. Suck 30. Suck 30. Suck 30.